Hey everyone, what is going on? So we battled my friend Shagness, and I will leave her Twitter page in the description down below if you want to go ahead and follow her and check out her PvP journey. She's a really skilled and powerful trainer. It's always a pleasure to battle her. Whenever we have battles, we tend to do a lot of games, so the videos are generally longer because we tend to have quite a few battles going for us. So not that it's super long, but I think this is like a 15 minutes better video, so it's relatively lengthy compared to some other videos. But anyway, my team for this Rainbow Cup, my finalized team, is going to be Venusaur, Charizard, Lantern, Azumarill, Quagsire, and Fortress. And if I were to change this team, and I probably would, I would definitely want to add Mantine on it. I would probably take out, I want to say Azumarill, just because I don't want to remove any of the other types, because I don't want to have 4 water types on my team. But yeah, it would probably be Azumarill. Yeah, I'm pretty confident either that or Quagsire, but I love Quagsire, so probably not that. But yeah, I would definitely add Mantine on my team because Mantine is really good. It's a flying type and a water type, which means it's not going to be weak to grass Pokemon. It's neutral to them, so it'll be neutral to like Venusaur or if you run across Meganium, but it's not. It's not going to be taking super effective damage. However, it will be taking super effective damage against electric types, and it also has like Aerial Ace, so it's going to be dealing out super effective damage to those grass Pokemon. So it really doesn't have that weakness to it, which is really good. I mean, you do have to watch out for electric types, as I mentioned, but definitely a really powerful Pokemon. It beats grass, beats fire, it beats bug, it beats, yeah. I guess it doesn't beat water. I guess it's kind of like even footing with water, except Lantern, it is weak to electric, so it really doesn't have many counters in this format outside of electric, I would say. But yeah, so Mantine would definitely go on my team. I mean, there's not much to say about it. So she does lead with Mantine again, and I do go ahead and lead with that Lantern. Yeah, she leads with Mantine, I lead with Lantern. I'm going to pull the switch after she does. I'm going to save up that energy for Mantine because Mantine has been giving me trouble in these battles. And I really didn't even consider it, I don't think, when I was looking at my finalized team. But it's definitely a good, solid way to go. Either way, we do go ahead and knock out that Venusaur. She does bring in that Mantine, and we're not going to go ahead and shield. It is Aerial Ace, so that does good damage to my Charizard, because Charizard is a frail Pokemon. We'll go ahead and fire off a Blast Burn. She'll go ahead and block that. It does resist Blast Burn, but Blast Burn does a lot of damage just because of how powerful it is, so definitely the correct call to block that. So I will switch into Lantern to go ahead and take this Aerial Ace, because I know I resist it. And she's going to switch into her own Lantern. So I'm just going to charge up, farm up a little bit more, and then fire off a Thunderbolt. And I think we're almost to another one. Yeah, we're almost to another one, so we actually get off a second Thunderbolt. So instead of using it against Mantine, I do decide to use it against Lantern, because Lantern is a bulky Pokemon. It's really difficult to deal with as well. It will be weak to those grass Pokemon, you know, it's not neutral to them or anything. So Venusaur will be able to handle Lantern just fine. But yeah, Mantine's definitely a good way to go. You probably should have it on your team. Totally recommend it. She's going to go ahead and come in with that Aerial Ace, so I will go ahead and block it just because I will be able to get off this Frenzy Plant. And as I mentioned, Frenzy Plant will be neutral, but Frenzy Plant's still going to do good damage because it's a powerful move, right? And she has no more shields to block it. And then she brings in Lantern, so we go ahead and take that game. So I was well prepared because I led with Lantern, she led with Mantine. So I definitely caught her on the lead there. But yeah, Mantine definitely hard to deal with, especially if you don't bring an electric type with you. But if you do, it's more manageable. But outside of that, it's really difficult to beat. It really is. But anyway, she's going to go ahead and pull the switch into Venusaur. I was kind of wondering about that play. I do decide to go ahead and charge up. I am going to take this hit, which will be a Frenzy Plant. And because of how frail Charizard is, it still does a good amount, you know. But we are able to take it. And then she brings in her Mantine, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into my Venusaur. I believe I meant to switch into Quagsire there. I don't know why I switched into Venusaur. I think it was a mistake. Maybe I I'm not really too sure. I think we had these battles a couple days ago, so I don't exactly remember, but I think it was a mistake. But she does pull the switch into that fortress, which is not good for us. So I'm just going to deal as much damage as I possibly can. It's not going to be a lot, but as long as we can fire off a couple frenzy plants, at least we're dealing damage to it, and it does add up. So we'll do as much damage as possible. So we're going to bring in a Charizard and immediately click on Blast Burn, and that's going to be met with a shield. Now she's going to go ahead and hit us with a heavy slam, and we don't survive. Yeah, we actually do survive it. I didn't think we survived that. That was close though. So we do go ahead and survive that and fire off a Blast Burn. We could have bluffed the turn before, I guess, with a Dragon Claw instead of the Blast Burn because she ended up shielding that. But I didn't know she had enough energy for the heavy slam. But either way, we go ahead and fire off a Stone Edge right now. Now that will be super effective against Mantine, so obviously Quagsire I really do like on this team because you will be facing a lot of Mantine. We are hit with an Aerial Ace, but we could take it, and then we get to our Stone Edge, and that is going to seal the deal. So we do go ahead and finally beat Mantine. Well, not finally, I mean we beat it last game too, but we do go ahead and beat Mantine with Quagsire. So yeah, I would probably take off a Azumel and add that Mantine. I think that's what I would do. I mean, you need Lantern. I would say you need a fire type. It doesn't necessarily have to be Charizard. It could actually be Ninetales if you have one. If you have like the Legacy one, but I don't. And then, you know, a grass type, Meganium or Venusaur, probably Venusaur. So yeah, pretty solid team, pretty standard team for the most part. But either way, we fire off a Thunderbolt into her Lantern. She's going to go ahead and follow suit with a Thunderbolt. And my Lantern actually has perfect IVs. It's not perfect for PvP, just perfect in general. It's 100%, and this was the only Lantern I had at the time, so I invested in it. I know it's not the greatest PvP IVs. In fact, it's not good at all because it does have that perfect attack, but that's all I had. So that's why you notice like she's doing a little bit more damage to me. She probably has a little bit better IVs than I do in terms of PvP at least. But anyway, she brings in that Mantine to knock out our Lantern, and then we bring in Venusaur, and I really didn't know what to do at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and fire off a Frenzy Plant. I figured the neutral damage is going to do good damage, and it does, but unfortunately that Aerial Ace just charges up so fast. So I do switch into Charizard. She pulls a switch to a Azumel. It's over at this point. She brought perfect counters. I mean, there's just nothing I could do against this team. She already knocked out my Lantern, which would have been able to counter Azumel and Mantine, so I really can't do anything. So she's gonna knock out Charizard, and then I do have the Venusaur, and we actually do get to a Frenzy Plant, and I believe she blocks this one. Yeah, she does go ahead and block that. Even if we knocked it out, she had the Mantine, so she would have won anyway, which is cool. She does go ahead and knock out our Venusaur, and she takes that one. So that was a clean win on her end. Good game though, good game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into another game, beginning with Quagsire. This game, she does begin with that Charizard. So this is a perfect matchup for us. Just going to charge up to the Stone Edge, and I continue to charge up to see if she switches out. After a couple extras or one extra Stone Edge, I decide to fire it off, and she's going to go ahead and block it. I'm going to go ahead and take this because I knew I would survive a Blast Burn or a Dragon Claw. She tries to bluff me. It didn't work, luckily for me. Blast Burn would have still done a lot of damage, but I guess she was expecting the shield. But she's going to go ahead and give up her last shield and then switch into Venusaur. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off this Stone Edge. I wanted to switch. I don't know why I didn't switch. I should have switched before using the Stone Edge. I think I was a little bit too antsy. I don't know. But it's okay. We're still in a really good position. But yeah, I know I should have switched out Quagsire with all of that energy ready to go for whatever comes in. But still in a really solid position anyway. But we do hit that Charizard with Heavy Slam. We're going to go ahead and let Fortress go down. And I believe I bring in Quagsire. No, I bring in Lantern just to farm up this Charizard. Not really farm it up, just do as much damage as possible. We're going to be able to take that Dragon Claw and then knock out Charizard. So she brings in a Azumel, and we're going to go ahead and fire this Thunderbolt off. There's nothing she could do. It's kind of like the last game where she totally destroyed me. We're kind of getting a little bit of revenge, and we just have the perfect setup, and we're going to be able to... I do go ahead and use the shield. It wouldn't have knocked me out. I would have been able to get this Thunderbolt off no matter what, but I decided to do it. Why not? Better be safe than sorry, right? But we do go ahead and knock out Azumel and take that game. So another good game. And now we have yet another one beginning with the Fortress. She begins with Fortress as well. And my Fortress actually has pretty good PvP IVs. And yeah, we're just sticking around. I do decide to go for the Earthquake, hoping she would think it was a heavy slam, because I knew at this point I didn't use Earthquake against her, so I didn't know if she knew I had Earthquake. But she decides not to shield, so we're going to go ahead and not shield, and it is an Earthquake as well. And you can see I survived because, as I said, I do have good PvP IVs for this Fortress, which is probably why I survived over her Fortress surviving. So if you're wondering if PvP IVs matter, I might make a separate video of it. I was kind of talking about it a little bit on Twitter. It does matter. Now, does it matter enough to invest into a second one with all that extra Stardust? That's up for debate. Some of you might think it does matter. Some of you might not want to waste the Stardust. It really depends on the person. But at the end of the day, the IVs do matter. But either way, that's not what this video is about. This video is about a Venusaur versus a Venusaur right now. So we're going to go ahead and block this because I knew I'd be able to knock out Venusaur with Vine Whip and then get off a charge move, which will be that Frenzy Plant. And that's going to take the shield, which is what I was hoping to do. So we save a little bit of energy in the back. But again, it doesn't matter because we're not going to be knocked out with Blast Burn, so we're going to be able to knock out this Charizard just fine with Thunderbolt, and this will definitely knock it out. So we do go ahead and take this one as well. Actually, no, she has a Venusaur in the back. She switched out, but I guess I didn't realize she switched out. Sometimes I make that mistake when they're very low health. I kind of don't. I think I knock it out, but they actually switch instead, and I don't realize that. In this case, it doesn't matter, but some cases it might. But yeah, anyway, for this game, we have the Quagsire versus the Mantine. Gonna go ahead and fire off that Stone Edge. She will go ahead and block it. I'm gonna let this attack go through. We are in a good position right now. And I'm just gonna charge up a bunch of energy and get off another Stone Edge. And this will do a lot of damage to Mantine, but that's definitely good for us. I'm going to go ahead and block this because I knew I'd be able to get to another Stone Edge before she gets to another move. And I actually do pull a switch instead of using my charge moves. And we switch into Venusaur. She's going to go ahead and fire off that Sludge Bomb. We do take a lot of damage, but that's okay. We're going to fire off a Sludge Bomb of our own. I was hoping she would think it was a Frenzy Plant and we were trying to bluff, and that's exactly what happens because she does not shield it. So we're going to fire off a Frenzy Plant right now, which will be met with a shield there. And I believe I let this one... No, I actually do block it. I thought I let that go through. I guess I wanted to survive. But we actually get hit with another Frenzy Plant before we can get off a Frenzy Plant. So probably shouldn't have shielded there. I thought I would be able to survive that. Or I thought I'd be able to get to a charge move before she got to one. I guess Frenzy Plant. I think that's why. But either way, that's okay. That is okay. We are going to be hit with this Thunderbolt, and then we're going to continue to try and charge up and get to a Thunderbolt before she can, and that's exactly what happened. She was probably very close. She might have already been on the Thunderbolt. Who knows? But either way, we knock out that Lantern, and then she brings in Venusaur. We knock that one out. And then she brings in Mantine. I switch in and immediately click on Stone Edge, because I saved all that energy. That's why I wanted to save it instead of use it against the Venusaur, which is what I should have done in a previous game, even though I won that previous game, I believe. But you live, you learn, right? But either way, we have another game for you. This might be the last one. The last game of this video, I make a big mistake, and we'll talk about that as it happens. But right now, we have Quagsire versus Lantern. She's going to go ahead and get off a Thunderbolt. So I do let this go through. And then I see that she switches out, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into Venusaur. Yeah, this is definitely the last game of the video. And we're going to go ahead and take this move, which will be a Sludge Bomb. Does a lot of damage to us. We're going to go ahead and charge up a lot and then fire off a Frenzy Plant, hoping to catch a shield. And that is what happens. So that's good for us. She fires off another move. I do go ahead and block it because even a Frenzy Plant would have knocked me out at that range. So we go ahead and get off a Sludge Bomb. So we either take the less shield or do a lot to Venusaur. So I guess she's going to allow us to do a lot to Venusaur. And then we're going to we're going to go ahead and block it again. I thought we let Venusaur go down. I guess we blocked it because I wanted all the energy. But she's able to knock us out before we're able to get that Sludge Bomb off. So that's unfortunate for us. But we bring in Lantern right now. and she's going to go ahead and fire off an aerial ace. Those moves are not doing anything to Lantern, just charging up a bunch of energy. We could farm this Mantine because aerial ace is not doing anything to Lantern. I mean, the damage does add up, so I decided to use Thunderbolt because of that, and we do knock out Lantern. She brings in Venusaur, we do go ahead and knock out that, then she brings in Lantern. I switch. Now here's my mistake, I use Earthquake. Why is that a mistake? Well, I could have used the Stone Edge and she would have blocked that, and then I would have been able to get to an Earthquake and use it. But I used Earthquake originally because I thought she was out of shields, and she was not out of shield. She had one left. So that was a mistake on my end. Should have used the Stone Edge, then I could have gotten to an Earthquake, and we would have knocked out Lantern and won. But that's okay, and that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, click on one of the links to check out another one of my videos that you'll probably enjoy.